This dude. This is Shellenberger. Michael Shellenberger is like it's like Matt Taibbi's handler. It's like his wingman who, like, if Taibbi is the guy who talks up the chicks, Schellenberger's the guy who roofies their drinks. You know what I mean? That's the team. Yeah. So, this is, yeah, Michael, this is, and he participates, of course, in what, just like, Taibbi is the CIA of the gaps. It's anybody who wants to go from zero to Alex Jones in 10 seconds, you just spackle everything shut with the CIA. The CIA did it. By the way, during the time the CIA was doing a bunch of shit in the world, you'll notice from these motherfuckers, the KGB wasn't doing shit. The CCP wasn't doing anything. There was no one else has an intelligence organization. It's just the CIA out there on their own. So the CIA and two MI6 agents fucking up the world for no reason other than they just don't like it. And everybody that they come in contact with is an innocent, Boy Scout, more than likely a communist Boy Scout, but nevertheless, always just minding their own business. And here comes the CIA. Definitely not a KGB front. Definitely not a Russian front at all during the fucking Cold War. Always just the CIA walking around like a bunch of fucking schoolyard bullies, tripping people. Absolutely nothing to do with the fact that the people that they're dealing with were largely Soviet fronts. Now, I'm sure. Meanwhile, this fuckwad and Taibbi are all like, basically their gig right now is on behalf of a small semi-QAnon chunk of the Fox News crowd. Their gig is to sign up for a tour of the CIA headquarters and spit on the stars that don't have names under them all the time. This is not me defending everything the CIA has done, because I think it matters who's in the White House and the directives that they give. And that's why I vote for who I vote for, and why I voted against the people that I voted against. It matters a lot. Obviously, everybody knows it. But this is Michael Shellenberger. The CIA is currently hiding this report, which is great, because the nice thing about the CIA hiding a report is that you'll never see it. If you see it, it's obviously not the one they're hiding. And if you don't see it, it's not because it doesn't exist. It's because they're obviously hiding it from you. And it's got 17 to 20 pages, and it's in a vault. This is all we know.
Thankfully, Matt Taibbi and Michael Shellenberger.
Oh, this motherfucker again. I didn't even realize this was a fucking water. This is his hammer lately. This is all he drags. It's all he's on about is the fucking CIA bombshell. Well, let's hear it. The CIA bombshell. I'm ready. Give me the bombshell. CIA. I mean, that's a big promise, right? I think we're all in for. Let's hear it, right? Yeah.
Have made great progress, and Mike joins us now.
CIA reportedly knew Putin favored Clinton. Okay.
Mike, tell us what this new cooking the books situation really is all about.
Yeah, tell us what it's really all about. And don't beat around the bush with censorship industrial complex or any of your new quasi hashtag mumbo jumbo suck up to Elon Musk bullshit. Facts, facts, facts. Let's do it. You're wearing a beige shirt. You've got to be full of facts.
Sure, Jesse, it's good to be with you. Well, I think some people wonder if this is old news or maybe if this has been reported. I want to assure you that it has not been reported.
Oh dear, this is freshly made up. These books are being cooked right now. This is a cookbook recipe. It's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. All right.
Till now, I can also assure you that there are current members of the House Intelligence Committee that are unaware of a 50-page report that the CIA is currently hiding at its headquarters. There may be other copies elsewhere, but there is the top secret copy at the CIA, proven without a doubt, according to our sources, which are multiple credible sources.
Multiple credible sources, none of which can be confirmed through the Intel Committee, but I'm sure
that Russia, in fact, favored Hillary Clinton, not Donald Trump, in 2016, that they used the Steele memo, the infamous political document commissioned by the Hillary Clinton campaign, to cook the intelligence, as they said, for the early January 2017 intelligence community assessment claiming that the Russians favored Trump falsely, that relied on the Steele memo. That 50-page report continues to exist. It likely...
You do realize, just for the record, no. Bullshit. Again, this is, I mean, this must be an amazing way of reporting. Honestly. Just fucking, this is like saying we have, the CIA has the blueprints for the studio they built to fake the moon landing. It's in their vaults and we know it exists, and some of the people we've talked to, we got a lot of people telling us that it exists. Great sources, very reputable sources, none of which will come forward and none of which can prove it, and we can't prove it, but take our word for it. And if you see anything to the contrary that's actually materially, factually true, then that's bullshit meant to dissuade you. But this magic paper that's in a magic vault in Cloud Cuckoo Land is clearly real. And you know how it's real? Because you can't see it. That I gotta say, as cons go, it's pretty fucking miraculous. This is pretty rock solid. Right? Because you never have to produce it. As a matter of fact, your entire function is based on it will never be produced. If something is produced, you can go, this is a doctored version or a fake version if it doesn't tell the story that you're trying to tell. If it does tell the story, then they're not hiding anything. And it was, like 7 different draft papers of like, what if they did this? What if they did this? What if this happened? What if this was that? What if the Russians were trying to help Clinton? What would it look like? Draft me up a version of that. Like those kind of things where they do these exercises within the CIA or the DOD or the Pentagon all the time. So there's a report for fucking everything. There is a report somewhere in the DOD where Guam and Papua New Guinea are taken over by Islamists and fire our nukes at us in the beginning of a possible World War III scenario, because some asshole at a desk was tasked with the idea of writing what we do if that happens. Give me 3 responses on what happens to that. Start typing, motherfucker. There's always those. That said, this is just fucking magic. Imagine being able to go on the news and go, there is a report that I've heard about, and none of the people that I've heard it from will come forward and say that they told me, that exists in a vault you could never see, and it proves the exact opposite of what every other material reality says.
Exists with the other intelligence information, including potentially raw intelligence documents showing that the evidence was
including potentially raw and potentially it includes things, potentially includes these things, or it includes potentially these things. Talk to me, motherfucker. Talk to me.
Very strongly on the side, the best evidence was on the side that the Russians favored Clinton for the continuity and stability, that they were concerned about Trump for being erratic and being an unknown quantity, and that the quality of the evidence that contradicted that was much lower, and that Brennan's people manipulated the sourcing. So
this is all in that report. Say potentially again, motherfucker. Say potentially. This is potentially in this potential thing that potentially, you fucking potentially,
so to speak, the quality,
so to speak,
ranking given to the sources to come up with really the opposite outcome of what the truth was.
So the election has just happened. Hillary has lost.
Yeah.
It was a surprise. They'd already kind of had this CIA, FBI deal working, and then they needed some major assessment that was authoritative. And you're saying Brennan at the CIA just started going like this and moving everything around?
Yeah. At this 50-page report, they were just moving shit around. I mean, potentially. Oh, fucking hell.
to create this impression that they interfered on behalf of Trump?
Yeah, it's all smokescreen. Yeah. They gave him his loans when they had him, backed him up. The Russian mob operating out of his building, the fucking Alpha Bank server pings, all that kind of stuff. It's all an elaborate ploy to make it look like they were hiding that he was in bed with them, just so that people would think he wasn't in bed with them, and that while they were actually supportive of Clinton because of stability. Because that's what Russia wanted. Stability.
Yeah, that's right. There's actually two separate intelligence scandals here for people to keep in mind.
In one fantastic report.
The first one happened
that you can never see.
Earlier in 2016, where our sources, multiple sources tell us that Brennan oversaw manipulation of our foreign allies to basically entrap Trump associates.
Oh, dear. Well, obviously none of them fell for it because they're fine Americans who don't. You can't honeypot somebody in a good relationship, and you can't make a patriot turn on his fucking country. They told these fucking agents to give me freedom or give me death, motherfucker. I'm not siding with how much? Shit, yeah, okay. No, you pay for dinner, I'm in.
To create the pretext for the FBI investigation of Trump supposed alleged collusion with Russia, which we now know is debunked. The second thing,
no, it isn't,
is almost a year later, Brennan orchestrates a phony intelligence assessment that comes to the opposite conclusion of what their own raw intelligence, their best intelligence, was showing. These are two massive, massive intelligence scandals. What we're witnessing is the political corruption of both intelligence.
Based on fucking what? Leftover Trumpies in the intelligence community who call you on the fucking regular? What you been talking to Seymour Hersh's fucking handler that's been in the fucking CIA and that area since fucking Vietnam?
Gathering and intelligence analysis by John Brennan, and these documents, we have been told by multiple people, still exist. They're at the CIA. They need to be released. They're probably part of this larger binder, which
probably part of this larger binder. Probably
may have the other documents to
probably may have
support both the evidence of both of these scandals.
Probably may have evidence of both of these scandals, which aren't scandals until there's evidence, but fuck that, probably may have.
We hold Brennan accountable.
How do we hold Brennan accountable for probably may have, potentially, possibly? That's a tough one. It's hard to prove potentially, possibly, may have, maybe, possibly, potentially, probably in a fucking court of law. There's no legal standard for potentially, probably, maybe, possibly, may have, possibly, maybe.
Congress has to take action. I mean, as I said, I now know for a fact that there are members of the House Intelligence Committee whose job it is, whose constitutional requirement it is, to oversee the CIA, to demand that the CIA be a non-political.
Yes, these people, you're going to tell me that these people know about this because they know it exists and they won't act on it, which would be a scandal. Obviously a scandal. You're not going to tell me that they don't know about this thing, which you can't prove exists at all. And so their lack of knowledge might be based on a genuine gap in reality, but you can always spackle that fucking gap shut with probably, maybe, potentially, maybe, may have.
Institution, they need to hold them to account. There need to be hearings on this. They need to get to the bottom of that. We need that 50-page report. And
what 50-page report? What's the title of it? What's it called?
And the binder and the rest of the document.
What binder are you talking about? The binder that Trump stole? The binder that he left with? Why wouldn't he release it? If he has the binder that potentially, maybe, probably has mayhaps evidence of the collusion against him, where the fuck is it?
Well, I agree. I'm not relying on Congress to do much of anything these days.
Well, they are run by Republicans, but I mean, potentially, probably, maybe, they could, possibly, maybe, probably, maybe, perhaps.
Days. I do like the CIA interfering in other people's elections, just not ours. That's a line we can never cross. Shellenberger, thanks so much, and thanks.
For what? Thanks a lot. For what? For potentially, probably, maybe, may have, potentially, probably, maybe? You fucking moron. How about you potentially get fucked? Potentially, probably, maybe, may have, perhaps, possibly.
To you, Matt Taibbi, as well.
Who maybe or potentially or probably maybe may have not actually been human this whole time.
Tell him thank you.
Potentially, if you run into him. If you probably you're going to see him, but potentially if you do, tell him maybe thank you. Or maybe you. Perhaps. Ugh. These fucking dipshits. I gotta say, just peaking the fucking lame meter on this. You're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. That shows taste and breeding on your part. Hit that like. Let people know we're here. If you're on Twitch, or you're on YouTube, or you're on Facebook, follow, subscribe, whatever way you can to help out the show really helps. And patreon.com/Hal Sparks is what keeps us afloat. It's the one constant in an ever-changing internet universe. Wish us luck. And then, of course, you can Venmo me a cup of coffee if you want. You could just go, hey, go get a coffee. You seem drowsy. You seem like you're talking slower than usual. Couldn't possibly be that you're exhausted by the ridiculousness that you deal with every day. So obviously you need a nap or some caffeine. So, and we know you're not going to spend the money on my pillow. So obviously